Hey Mustangs, welcome to Press Pass, SMU's Spotlight on Sports. I'm Peter Warner.
And I'm Cody Banks. Let's go. This semester, SMU athletics has been in full swing after postponing all fall sports other than football to the spring. In fact, some teams have already competed in their American Athletic Conference championships this semester, including SMU's swimming and diving teams. For the first time in school history, the SMU men's and swimming diving team is champion of the American Athletic Conference. The Mustangs swept individual awards with Daniel Forndow and Peter Smithson taking most outstanding performer in their respective event. The diving team swept all three events as well as finishing as the top 4 athletes in the high point standings. Head coach Greg Rhodenbaugh was awarded Coach of the Year at the event, but gave all the credit to his team.
It's amazing that the guys did such a great job and got it better under those circumstances, because it's hard to get better when you can't take the training and the meets and everything else in. But we found a way to do it, and you guys were awesome.
The women's swimming and diving team finished second in the AAC championship, and Olivia Grossglass defended her title in the 200-yard butterfly. Both the men's and women's diving team will be competing in the NCAA Zone D championships March 11th through 13th. Stay up to date on all swimming and diving news at smumustangs.com.
Over the weekend, SMU's women's track and field team kicked off their outdoor season at the Longhorn Invitational in Austin, Texas. This was the team's first outdoor event since June of 2019 due to the coronavirus. The team is off to a hot start as it recorded 6 program top 10 marks and 8 personal bests. The 4x100 team won the meet with the 6th ranked time by an SMU team, and long jumper Funmini Olajide recorded the 2nd best long jump in program history. Next, the team will be headed up the road to Fort Worth at the end of March for the TCU Invitational. Moving to the soccer pitch, SMU's women's soccer has had anything but a normal start to their already postponed season. They still have yet to play a match after their first 5 matches were canceled or postponed. Also, this spring, their roster is a lot smaller. 7 players have opted out for the season, and others are suffering from injuries. With a shortened schedule and a shortened roster for the Mustangs, they are hoping to kick off their home opener on March 21st. On the men's side, the number 2 ranked Mustangs recorded their first loss of the season over the weekend. The Mustangs had not conceded a goal before their match against the Owls, outscoring their opponents 14-0. Different to previous years, the team will be only playing and conference opponents in the regular season this year. The team has about a month of games left until they begin the conference tournament in April.
Throughout their season thus far, SMU athletes are being tested for COVID-19 weekly in order to ensure the safety of the athletics department and remain eligible for competition. With the COVID-19 protocols, one SMU team opted out of their season. Press Pass reporter Grace Lawrence has more on the future of that team in Full Court Press.
Hey Mustangs, welcome back to Full Court Press, where we update you on everything going on in the NBA and for SMU basketball. SMU women's basketball head coach Travis Mays will not return next season, SMU athletic director Rick Hart announced on Monday morning. Mays' record the past 5 years at the school was 53-7, and the team went 0-6 this season before opting out due to COVID-19 concerns in December of 2020. Hart stated, quote, "During his tenure, the program made strides in several key areas. However, at the end of the day, the on-court record of our team did not reach the level of success we hoped for our program," end quote. Now, the SMU men's basketball team will take on Cincinnati Friday, March 12th at 2 p.m. in the second round of the AAC tournament at Dickey Stadium in Fort Worth, Texas. They have a first-round bye as the 4th seed, and Cincinnati is the 5th. The men are excited to return, as they have not played a game since February 8th due to COVID-19 and weather issues.
I think the true motivation is trying to fight back from what was taken away. And I don't mean, nobody's fault or to blame. Everything was done the right way. I mean, this is medical stuff. But I think we're very hungry. I mean, how can we not be very hungry? Think about day after day after day when they get news, well, this game's canceled, this game's canceled. So I know they're very excited to play.
Now, the NBA just came off of an exciting All-Star weekend. Team LeBron beat Team Durant 170 to 150, and the Bucks' Giannis Antetokounmpo won the Kobe Bryant MVP award. He had the game-high 35 points, going 16 for 16 from the field, 100%. The Warriors' Steph Curry not only helped Team LeBron get the victory, but he also won the three-point contest. That's all for today. See you next time when we'll update you on everything going on for College March Madness and the NBA. For SMU TV, I'm Grace Laurent.
Thanks, Grace, for that report. All right, Mustangs, it's time for your trivia question of the week. Given that the men's AAC tournament is right around the corner, our trivia question this week is, when was the last time the SMU men's basketball team made the NCAA March Madness tournament? We'll have that answer coming up later in the show. After the break, from the Boulevard to Tokyo, learn what's in store for the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. Stay with us.
My favorite part about being on this team are the girls and the horses. We're such a close team, I think, and we really all get along and try to work together to be the best that we can.
Going to meets is a lot of fun. There's a lot of energy that gets built up with it, and the whole team is just so excited, and we've had a really good season so far, so that's also been kind of the cherry on top of it, just getting able to do well and have a team that's excited to be around and just energetic and cheering for everyone.
You know, it's really changed how I view college riding, just because we're all very supportive of each other, and you realize now it's not just the people that are riding, but it's every single person on the team that plays a very important role to the success of our team.
Come support SMU's women's equestrian team at the Dallas Equestrian Center, and follow them on Twitter at SMU Equestrian for more updates on the team.
Professional sports are heating up here in Dallas. The Mavs and the Stars are well into their regular season play, while baseball in Dallas is just around the corner. SMU TV's Will Doughton has more on what to expect from the Dallas pro teams.
All right, Mustangs, let's get down with Dallas sports. We'll start in the NBA, which held its All-Star festivities over the weekend. Mavericks guard Luka Doncic started for Team LeBron and finished with 8 points and 4 assists, including a deep three-pointer in the third quarter. As regular season play starts back up, the Mavs hold the number 8 spot in the Western Conference with a record of 18 wins and 16 losses. Moving on to the baseball diamond, we come to the Texas Rangers in the MLB. The team is in the middle of spring training and will begin its 2021 campaign in April. All eyes this season will be on Chris Young, who was hired as GM back in December. Fans are hopeful that this new leadership will jumpstart the team as it looks to rebuild after 4 consecutive losing seasons. And finally, we come to the hockey rink and the Dallas Stars in the NHL. Coming into a matchup with Chicago Tuesday night, the Stars had been struggling, winning just 1 out of their last 5 games. But the Stars shone on Tuesday, getting a 6-1 win over the Chicago Blackhawks. Rookie left wing Jason Robertson had 4 assists, matching a Stars rookie record for most in a single game. That does it for me. Check back next time for more updates on Dallas pro teams. For SMU TV, I'm Will Doughton.
Thanks, Will. While the Stars and Mavs have been playing their season with limited capacity at games, the governor of Texas recently announced that the mask mandate has been lifted and businesses can return to 100% capacity. But what does this mean for Dallas pro sports fans? The Rangers have just announced that they will be at full capacity for the 2021 season. Inside Globe Life Field, fans will be required to wear masks or face coverings. Currently, the team is in Arizona for spring training and will host their home opener on April 5th. At the American Airlines Center, home to the Mavericks and the Stars, despite Governor Abbott's announcement, fans will still be required to wear masks for the time being, and the max capacity will remain at around 4,000.
Outside of Dallas sports, the 2020 Olympics in Tokyo was also impacted by COVID-19 last summer, but they are scheduled to host in the summer of 2021. Let's check in with SMU TV's Brooklee Hand, who has more information from the Boulevard to Tokyo.
Hey Mustangs, I'm Brooklee Han, and welcome to the Boulevard to Tokyo, where I will be previewing the upcoming Summer Olympics in Tokyo, Japan. The Summer Olympics were originally slated to take place in July and August 2020, but in late March, the Games were postponed 1 year due to the coronavirus pandemic. Despite rising concerns on how a massive international competition could take place during a global pandemic and rumors of cancellation, the IOC and the Japanese government have reaffirmed their commitment to host the Olympic Games this summer. Earlier this month, the IOC began releasing a series of playbooks that outline the rules and guidelines athletes, officials, and members of the media will have to follow. While the IOC has specified that participants will not need to be vaccinated against COVID-19 in order to attend the Games, they will need to fill out daily temperature checks starting 2 weeks prior to their departure and provide proof of a negative COVID-19 test taken 72 hours before their flight. Upon arrival, participants and attendees will be subject to a second COVID-19 test. Other precautions the IOC has put in place include social distancing, mask wearing, and a moratorium on physical contact, including hugs and handshakes. Athletes and officials will also be subject to random COVID-19 tests throughout their stay in the Olympic Village. While the IOC has yet to announce a final decision on fan attendance, they have already stated that vocally cheering for athletes will be forbidden. This past year has certainly been like nothing we have seen before, and it looks like the Tokyo Olympics won't be an exception. Thanks for watching, and join me again next time on the Boulevard to Tokyo to hear from an Olympic sports performance consultant about how the postponement of the Games has impacted athletes.
Thanks, Brooklee. Time now for Locker Room Laughs, where we show you some of the funniest videos that happen in sports. To start this week, we got a group of friends playing a round of 18. At some point, someone thought it would be a cool idea to make a video hitting it off the tee between another guy's legs. I'm not sure they got the shot they were after.
No, they didn't, Cody. First off, this dude is definitely a 10-plus handicapper based off that swing, just like you.
I've told you before, I'm more of a putt-putt guy.
Whatever you say. If you're going to try to do that between your friend's legs, you got to at least be able to beam it straight down the middle. That's worse than running into the edge of a coffee table. Next, Saints running back Alvin Kamara took to the slopes last week in Big Sky, Montana. He was learning how to snowboard.
AK was just out there shredding some fresh pow on a nice peak of backcountry, and boom, the snow monster got him. Tough to watch a star player take a hit that's not part of his contract, and with no helmet, he didn't lose the grill, but might have lost the next game invitation. He also tried to ice hockey and was skating around on an outdoor rink. How you feel about this one, Pete?
Dude, I swear I've seen a 5-year-old skate better than that.
He doesn't get much snow in the boots, so we'll cut him some slack. In this last clip, West Liberty nailed a 3 at the buzzer to defeat Glenville State 95-92. West Liberty stormed the court, starting a dog pile, dragging a Glenville player down with him. Not the kind of dog pile you dream of in March.
I feel like everyone has experienced a heartbreaking loss at some point or other, but he really felt this one. But getting thrown into the opposing team's dog pile after you hit a 3 right in front of you, that is just plain demoralizing, man. This is the type of thing you wouldn't ever wish upon your worst enemy. Just them screaming and all that, that is tough, dude.
Well, that closes Locker Room Laughs for this week. We'll come at you more laughs next time.
It's time now for the answers to this week's trivia question, which was, when was the last time the SMU men's basketball team made the NCAA tournament? The Mustangs made March Madness tournament in 2017 and lost in a close one-point game to USC in the first round. Well, that's all we have for you, Mustangs. Be sure to check out our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for the latest on SMU sports.
And as always, be sure to keep up with your Hilltop sports by checking out smudailycampus.com. You can catch Press Pass and other SMU TV shows on Channel 9 on University Park Cable. That does it for this edition of Press Pass. Thanks for watching.
Be sure to tune in March 24th for all the latest happenings in SMU sports. Have a great weekend, Mustangs, and pony up.
SMU TV and the Division of Journalism want to thank our underwriters, North Park Center in Dallas, Javier's Gourmet Mexicano on Cole Avenue, and Advance ER off West Lovers Lane. We appreciate your support of student media.